Hey guys, we found one. There she goes.
You didn't get the whole thing, the whole picture.
It's all right. Cut it. Hey peeps, Clear Lake peeps. Ross England with Clear Lake Guide Service with your report for this week, February 9th, 2023. My little sidekick is out here. There we go. My other sidekick is right up here. So, you know, we just got out. It's, as you can see, it's a beautiful day. Didn't really concentrate much on fishing that hard today. We just spent 3 hours just out enjoying, you know, a really nice Clear Lake winter day. So we didn't emphasize fishing that hard. I did catch one, but that wasn't the whole focus of just getting out of here today. So, okay, here's what's going on. Upcoming activities for this week, nothing this weekend. At least as far as I could see, nothing was going on. Now, next weekend is, I believe it's Wild West team tournament. And that'll be probably a pretty big deal. So you got this weekend free, sort of, because I'll tell you, the time that we've been out this week, there's a lot of people here. For winter fishing, all of a sudden, you know, just a couple of tournaments with people catching some good limits of fish, and everybody turns up. So it's kind of interesting when you look at it that way. But okay, we're sitting in the mouth of the state park right now, and the water temperature that I've seen this week, starting temps 40, mid 46, you know, like 46 and a half or so, up to I think 47 for a morning low. And then you know, right now coming in, once we got in here out in front of the state park, it was 52 degrees. Down below it was 49, 50, 50, almost 51. So the water temperature, again, as I've said before, this more stained water up on this upper end in these kind of sunny days, the water's heating up, and it heats up quicker on this side, and especially the North Shore. Clarity, where we're sitting right now, you could see maybe a foot. Got kind of a brownish tint to it. And that brownish tint carries all the way from Lakeport all the way down through the Narrows. It's not muddy, it's just got a brownish tint to it. So up in this area, like you said, a foot, maybe foot and a half of visibility. There were some areas today that we got into down in down by Monitor, where we could see bottom under docks at 9 feet. So we could see rocks down there. So, you know, it's pretty much from the islands on down, you know, it's probably 7 to almost 10 feet of visibility depending on where you are. And that cleared up pretty darn quick. Lake level is about, we'll call it 4.7 today. And, you know, I kind of was excited this week with the rain that we saw, and I thought, well, you know, we might get to 5 feet this week. And I don't think we're going to. Just looking at it this morning and looking at how the creeks have kind of slowed down, we may get to 5 feet, but it's going to take a couple weeks, maybe even another little rainstorm or two. So, and it looks like, you know, the weather that we've enjoyed this week is going away for next week. So there's your lake level. All the launch ramps are in good shape. Okay, there's a lot of boat traffic here. I mean, a lot of boat traffic. And if there's a place that fish are being caught, there's multiple boats on it. So we actually fished 2 days this week, because again, I'm not counting today. And I've got a bipolar fishing report. And that bipolar fishing report is, if you're around fish, you can catch them. If you're not around fish, you're not going to catch them. So An example of that is Jim and I spent Monday morning about 5 hours fishing around the upper end of the lake, just trying to get something to go. And we never got a bite. Now there may be people up there catching fish, but you know, we went around a big chunk of the upper end of the lake, and frankly, we just, come on. We asked ourselves about 5 hours in, we said, what do we want to do? Do we want to just blank today, or do we want to try to catch some fish? So we chickened out and went down below and caught some fish. So for the 2 days and yesterday, I didn't even bother trying fishing up here. We went down below the Narrows. So between those 2 days total, we had 27 fish in 2 days. So nothing huge, but just good solid, you know, 19 to 22 pound limits, you know, a couple of 5-pounders for big fish, and a bunch of really just good solid 3.5s. Most of our fish came 13 to 17 feet, somewhere in that range, and almost all of them came on, you know, little swim baits, underspins. So underspins or top spins. So that was pretty much what we learned this week. I know every week people ask about crappie, and even though I report that I don't have a report on crappie, they still go and put a comment in there asking about crappie. I didn't see anybody fishing for crappie this week. I went around and fished in some areas where I thought I would see crappie, didn't see any. So as far as I know, the only place that anybody's catching any crappie are down, you know, in the Rattlesnake Arm area, which I didn't fish. The traditional winter areas up here, all week I haven't seen anybody even trying for them. I did talk to one gentleman who fished up on this end of the lake, specifically looking for crappie, and he did catch 2 and 1 bass. So there's your crappie report for what it's worth. Those of you who have not been up here in a while, make yourself aware of the fact that there's netting going on. And a couple of us kind of forwarded that on through Facebook, but the Robinson Rancheria tribe has gotten a grant to be able to try to do some studies, and their big push is they want to try to get rid of carp and goldfish, which they think are overpopulating the lake, and there are quite a few of them. So there's a whole bunch of netting that's going to take place, and before you get all excited, you know, this isn't gill netting. This is seine netting, where they're just dragging a net around with a boat from one end. They pull it in by hand and basically tighten up the loop, and then somebody's in the water hand picking fish out and returning them back to the lake. At some point, they're going to start keeping large amounts of carp and goldfish. The rest of the fish, they're to release. So a lot of that netting is going to go on the upper end of the lake, and we've already seen a little bit of it. So if you're running around and you happen to see kind of a boat out in the water that just looks like it's trolling really slow, and you see some buoys, you know, little buoys that are about 8 to 9 inches long, that's a net. Steer clear of them, let them do their thing. So that's about it for your report this week. Probably be a couple weeks before I get you another report, but that's it for now. So for my able-bodied partner over here, me and G-Dog, we'll see you when we see ya.